Good morning, Coldwater Elementary staff and Cavalier students. I'm Mr. Etzler.
And I'm Mrs. Froning.
And we are very proud to be your principal, your school counselor, and very proud to be Cavaliers. It is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021, and today is an A2 day. Since we did not have announcements yesterday, we hope you had a safe and enjoyable long weekend and are ready to have an awesome day today by doing things the Cavalier way, by being safe, being kind, being respectful, doing what is right, and having pride.
Cavalier students never forget to say please and thank you. We always want to use our manners, but a great place to practice this every day is at lunch. Mr. Etzler and your teachers are always very kind in getting you whatever you need during lunch. Whether it be ketchup, gravy, butter, a napkin, you always need to say please if you ask for something and thank you when you get it. Please use your manners, Cavaliers.
Yes. We make good waiters and waitresses, so
Yes.
make sure you use those manners.
You get good tips?
Not money tips, but we get other tips. Yeah,
Smiles
yeah,
and those
those are
important.
great tips. So we love our Cavalier cafeteria, so let's continue to show it love by keeping it clean. When you are dismissed to put your tray away, please do these things. Number 1, walk. Number 2, stay in 2 lines and behind the person in front of you. And don't run into people. Nobody wants food on their back. So try to make sure you're not bumping into the back of them. Number 3, take your time placing all items in the correct containers. So slow down and make sure you do it the right way. Number 4, if you drop something, pick it up. Or if you spill something, please tell a teacher so we can get it cleaned up and nobody else slips or falls. And 5, when dumping your tray, get the food to go into the trash can. That's important. I know it's a sloppy job, but we can do it. A shout out to the 4th grade students as they did a phenomenal job putting away their trays appropriately yesterday, and they were quiet. So awesome job, super proud of you, and keep up the great work.
Our purposeful people word for the month of January is responsibility. Responsibility is to take action and understand how our choices affect others, ourselves, and the world around us. It means you do the things you are supposed to do and accept the results of your actions. Let's discuss the difference between a responsibility, being responsible, and accepting responsibility.
Okay. So responsibility is something you're expected to do. Being responsible is doing the things you're supposed to do. And then accepting responsibility is taking the praise or blame for something you have done. And we're going to talk about what that means in some examples here. Okay? So, being home on time. So let's say you're at the park playing or at a friend's house nearby and you have to be home at a certain time. So, the responsibility that you have, let's say you meet your friends at the park and you are expected to be home by 5:30. So that is your responsibility, all right? So go ahead and tell us the consequence if you are responsible.
If you are responsible, you might set an alarm on your watch and make sure you leave the park with enough time to get home by 5:30. Your mom is confident you are safe and well, and she trusts you to go to the park and hang out with your friends again next time.
Yep, when you do those things, you always get another chance to do it again.
Yep.
So what's the consequence if you were irresponsible?
Well,
You lose track of
Go
time
ahead.
and don't get home until 6. Your mom has had 30 minutes to worry about where you are, and now she's probably upset. She says next time you can only go to the park if your big brother can go with you and supervise, or you just don't get to go anymore. You lost your freedom and independence and they don't trust you. So remember, it is your responsibility to be the best student you can be. So think about how that works here at school. Always be a responsible student and you will be a success.
Coldwater staff, remember, if you catch a student being responsible, please fill out a responsibility slip and turn it in to me so we can recognize our responsible Cavalier students. Also, don't forget to recognize any of your students who you think have earned or deserve a positive behavior referral. I can't speak today very well. We love outstanding Cavaliers.
That's right. And we have some responsibility slips to read today. So, 1st grade, Mrs. Toby, Lena Obringer. Lena takes responsibility for getting all of her work completed during the day. She also helps others if needed. What a role model.
Okay, and Mrs. Niekamp. She has a couple students that showed responsibility on a daily basis by completing and turning in work on time and stellar classroom behavior. They are Brecken Scott, Will Mormon, Rebecca Wendell, Kate Eulenhake, Ethan Schmidtmeyer, and Creighton Homan.
Good job. Jocelyn Hiram in fourth grade, Mrs. Schmitz. Jocelyn noticed that another student dropped something on the floor. Noticing that their hands were full, she picked it up for them. Awesome.
In second grade, Paxton Toby with Mrs. May. Paxton showed responsibility by offering to take care of the daily calendar duties when he noticed the student in charge of that job was not at school that day. Thank you, Paxton.
And second grade, Mrs. May, Brody Kesson. Brody showed responsibility as he put extra effort into cleaning up our classroom floor on a day that many of our students had mud on their shoes. He kept picking things up off the floor long after those who had stopped. Great job.
And in first grade, Mila Kanapke with Mrs. Moore. Mila was perfect walking through the halls to and from lunch. She kept a bubble, walked, and stayed in line.
And Mrs. Layfeld, second grade, Charlie Bruns. Charlie worked in her spare time to complete her missed assignments when she was sick without being told to do so. Awesome job being responsible for your work, Charlie.
And last but not least, Nessa Link from Mrs. Moore. Nessa cleaned out our whole indoor recess cabinet. She made it look so nice and organized again. Thank you for being responsible, Nessa.
Yeah. So thank you all, students, for being responsible. We know there's a lot of you out there. If we're all responsible, we're going to continue to be a great school. National Day today is National Cheese Lovers Day. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Love
Who
that.
doesn't love cheese?
Who doesn't love cheese? And what's the other national day?
National DJ Day.
I mean, dancing and cheese. It couldn't be
I
better.
wish I knew. I have a shirt that says, "This girl loves cheese."
Oh,
Maybe
That
Mrs.
would've-
Hart can wear
maybe
it tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
that's funny.
Okay, Mr. Esser's quote for the week. Responsibility is accepting that you are the cause and the solution of the situation or matter.
And Kid Chat question of the day. What would life be like if people don't act responsibly?
Ooh. Well, I would say if no one acts responsible or they don't do what they say, we couldn't trust each other.
Correct.
That would
correct.
be one thing. What else could we not do?
If no one would clean up after themselves, we would not live in a very healthy environment, right? There would be trash everywhere.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
no one would be safe, no one would be healthy if people weren't responsible. So that's very important to be responsible. Happy birthday yesterday to Emma Seifring in Mrs. Fortkamp's class and Caleb Laux in Mrs. Himmelgarn's class. And today, Reed Dingledine in Mrs. Pullman's class and Annalie Berker in Mrs. May's class. And I believe it's Mrs. Sudoff's birthday today. And I think it's a big birthday, but I won't tell you what the number is. But I will tell you it could be 120 divided by 3.
Ooh.
Or it could be 20 times 2. Or 80 minus 40.
Yeah. Those
Or
are-
40 minus 0. So
Sounds like
figure
a
it out.
big day.
It's a big day.
Today's trivia. Can you help me here?
Okay. So here's the question. This is by Mara Reithman. What is a metric unit?
There we go.
Yes.
Measurements in the metric system, right?
So a
Using-
metric unit would be things like centimeters. Okay. That
It
would
might
be
have
to
been our
measure
math
length.
word of the day. I might have got shit.
Oh,
Totally
math
got
word
it.
of the day. It's the
Sorry.
trivia question, and we turned it into the math word of the day.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
Very good. So metric unit. Today for lunch, beef and noodles, carrots, apple slices, and cinnamon cake. And zone, of course, cheese and crackers.
Today's guest teachers are Mrs. Whirling in for Mrs. Garman, Mrs. Klosterman is out today, Mrs. Stallman is in for Mrs. Layfeld, and Mrs. Fortkamp will be out later today.
And today's weather is partly sunny and 26 degrees at lunchtime today.
And chili.
It's chilly out.
Remember to give everything your best shot, be a Cavalier, do what is right even when no one is watching, participate and show your Cav pride by doing things the Cavalier way. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So teachers, don't forget to put in your Cavalier Way Award winners by the end of the day today so we can start to announce those tomorrow and Friday. So everybody have a great day and go